guys, welcome to my channel Vinyl Beauty. Welcome back. I'm Debbie if you don't know me. For today's video we're just going to be doing a get ready with me. I think it's a good one to sort of ease myself gently back into filming because it's been a little while since I filmed anything. I think it's been about a month since I even wore makeup. So we're going to be doing a neutral look together today. And I've done my base makeup and brows, but we're going to be trying out some new to me things that I got either in the Black Friday sales or over Christmas and like the January sales, most of which are from Melt actually because they've had a really good sale. So we're just going to jump into it. I'm going to catch you up with what's been going on in my life for the last month or so, and we'll just hang out and do some makeup together. So I was doing a little bit and we're going to start with cheeks today. I picked up the Melt Digital Dust Highlighter in the shade Genesis. I've wanted this for the longest time. They're normally like $30 I think, and I got it for $9 in the sale, so very excited about that. It's a beautiful colour. It's a highlight, but on me it will be a blush, like a glowy blush, and I'm all about that. So we're going to start with that. I also picked up another set of these brushes, which they had I think for about £17. Can't remember the dollars price, but so yeah, we're going to use that brush to apply the highlight, which will be a blush for me, as you can see, and it's got a really beautiful gold glow to it. Don't even know if I'll need a highlight with this. Kind of doing both jobs together, but I knew it would be super pretty on my skin tone. I'd seen Betty Jean using this years ago as a blush, and she's very pale like I am, and I thought works beautifully on her. Yeah, it's kind of doing both jobs, highlight and blush, and looks so pretty, I think. The other thing I picked up in that order was the Mary Jane palette. I'll probably do another video on that one at some point. But I also picked up the 27, which is a really old palette from Melt, but I love Melt and I'm trying to collect all of the ones in this style, you know, the 10 pans that they do. So this, for a lot of people, is pretty much of a boring colour story, I'm guessing. It's warm tones on one side and cool tones on the other. We're going to be using the cool tone side today. I like all sorts of makeup, whether it's bright and colourful or whether it's neutral, so I quite like the look of this. In my package as well, for some reason I got an eye pencil. Didn't order it, it was in there, so we're going to use that today. I think they just had a few of these to get rid of. They seem to be like down to about $3 or something if you're buying them, so not going to complain at getting one for free, and we'll perhaps do a wing with that. So just going to prime with the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot. But yeah, it's been a month since I filmed. The last day I uploaded, I think, was the 23rd of December, and I think I'd uploaded to say how much I was missing my cat Benji because I dropped him off at the cattery, but sadly he never made it. Well, he made it out of the cattery to the vet, but he actually passed away the day before we went on holiday. I did put a community post up to let you guys know, but he'd gone to the cattery on the 22nd because that was the last day they would accept cats. He'd settled fine, and then on the 23rd afternoon, just been watching Jingle All the Way, all the sort of things that I do right near Christmas. My husband just got home from work, finished for the holiday because we were going to be going off to Lanzarote on Boxing Day, which we did do. And just as my husband stepped in the door, the phone rang, and it was the cattery owner saying he was at the vet with Benji. He'd had a blood clot that had kind of lodged in his spine and paralysed his back legs, and he said it's not looking good. And we got to the vets and they said he's in a lot of pain, we need to put him to sleep. It was just the saddest thing. He's my baby, he was beautiful, he was only 6. Yeah, it was just awful. And then we had to kind of get through Christmas and be all jolly and happy because we were taking my mum out for dinner and then go off on the holiday, which I kind of didn't want to go on because I kind of blame myself for putting him in the cattery, but it would have happened, you know. A healthy cat doesn't go in the cattery, and this happened to them. It has nothing to do with him being in the cattery, and I know that deep down, but it just was horrible timing really. But when I got back, we've adopted another kitten. Oh yeah, he's lovely, but it's been a lot of work kind of getting him settled in. We've already got a cat. I'll pop up a picture of the cat that we have, which is Kuro. He's a black cat, he's 5, and we've been getting him settled in and trying to get this cat settled with him, sort of thing. So I don't know, Kuro's getting over losing Benji. We probably should have given him a bit of time for that because they were fairly close, and now we've got got Puskas, who's black and white and just adorable, but they're kind of sussing each other out at the minute. They can be in the same room, but if they get too close then they'll hiss and spit and batter at each other, but we're getting there. What are we going to do with this look then? Well, melt shadows are always a bit more pigmented than you expect. I think I'm going to go in with a transition with this One More Thing, this one here. I was attracted to this because there's some interesting tones in here, like that One More Thing is quite an interesting one for me. I'm going to use a fairly big fluffy brush and that's going to go through the crease. As I say, I'm not going to do anything too wild today because I feel very out of practice. But whilst I was on my holiday, I took one of my Christmas presents with me. It was the only palette I took, which my mum had treated me to, the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega, you know, the one that came out for Christmas. Is it Celestial Nirvana? There's so many Nirvanas now, it's like trying to remember, but you know the one. In fact, I've got it right here, so that one. So really enjoyed that because it's got kind of 3 areas to it. It's got a colourful kind of section of 6 shades, it's got a neutral, and then it's got like a warm side, and it was perfect for being on holiday where you don't want to think about what you're going to do necessarily, but just create something, you know, quick and simple for a holiday. So I took that with me. And the other things I've had come in the meantime is I ordered all 3 of the Star Wars palettes from Pat McGrath. So I'll probably do a dedicated video for those. Couldn't resist those with the packaging, that's always a thing for me. And then things I've wanted for the absolute longest time, I picked up on Black Friday, but they took about a month to come, was the Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club. Really excited about that. And while I was ordering that, I thought if I'm spending $25 to get that one to me, may as well order 2, right? So I got the Vivid Rose as well. So I've got lots of new things to show you, or new to me, but they're not new to the market. So I don't know how interesting it's going to be for you guys, but I always try and buy makeup that I want to own. Some things are older things and I just have had them on my list for ages, and when they go in the sales I want to get them. Right, I'm trying to decide between Whiskey Neat and Moonchild because that one's got more of a reddish tone and I don't really want a red tone to this. I want to keep neutral, so I think I'll go into Whiskey Neat and see how pigmented that is. I'm going to stamp that kind of in the outer corner using the brush that's a bit more of an angled shape. It's not that deep actually, but maybe that's okay. Kind of want a little bit of a winged out shape, I think. Yeah, I might not do a wing with the liner. I might just do a winged out shape with the shadow. Nice colour though for a brown. Take that deep into the crease as well. So I've got a lot of things that I can get a bit more creative with, but as I say, it always feels a bit strange when you first come back on camera after so long. Feel very out of practice. So I just want to say thank you to anyone that commented on my either Instagram posts or my community tab when I lost Benji. It meant the world to know that you guys were thinking of me, and I know a lot of you have been through the same thing, and it's the hardest. It's just awful. Like, it just feels so weird without Benji here because he would follow me everywhere. I'm working from home and I very rarely go anywhere really. He was just always by my side, like at the back of the sofa where, like the arm of the back of the sofa backs onto where my desk is, and he'd always be there just like sleeping there. But he used to sleep between the two of us on the bed. He never really went out. Like, we have a cat flap in the UK. Everyone lets their cats out pretty much unless you've got a pedigree animal or whatever. I'm in a pretty safe place where I am because it's a cul-de-sac location, it's quiet, there's no big roads, there's not many cats here either. We always let our cats out through the cat flap, but Benji would go out for maybe 2 minutes and he would be back. If he was gone more than half an hour I'd be panicking, where is he? Whereas Kuro will disappear for like a day or 2 days sometimes, but he always comes back. He was a ex-feral cat though. Yeah, I like that Whiskey Neat shade, but I really want a bit more depth I think in the outer V. So I think we will go in with Moonchild, which looks to be the deepest shade. Just hope it doesn't red things up too much. Not that that matters, but I just didn't necessarily want things too red. Yeah, that's definitely deeper. In fact, it's not too red. Sometimes it's hard to tell, isn't it, from like just looking in the pan. I'm just stamping that into this outer corner, outer V, and that's definitely made it a lot more dramatic. because even if I'm wearing neutrals, I like the drama to be there. I'd say this is neutral rather than cool toned. The Mary Jane's are a lot more cool toned. I'm just going to use that One More Thing shade just to blend a bit more around the edges, and I'm going to use a natural hairbrush to do it because I think you just get a bit more of a better blend if you do that. So yeah, I didn't want to film because, well, the first weekend we bought Puskas home, which was 2 weekends ago, so he's been with us a fortnight now. All hell was breaking loose, to be honest. Trying to keep him away from Caro, but he accidentally saw him. You're not supposed to do that really. They're supposed to have a very gradual introduction to one another, like through the door first of all, and then through a screen door, and it's very difficult to do when you haven't really got anywhere to like be able to shut off like that. So I needed to still be letting Caro get out the cat flap because that's what he's used to, and I didn't want to stress him out. So I've been pretty stressed out, to be honest with you, like just trying to make sure that everyone's okay and they're not fighting and that they're going to get along. And at some points wondering if I've done the right thing, like I don't want to upset Caro, but yeah, they're getting along a lot better now, so it's good. So this eye pencil, it's called 1987, and it's just a brown, and we're going to use that in the waterline and on the lower lash line. Ooh, that's quite smooth. I like that. I thought it might drag in the waterline, but it seems alright actually. I think it might actually be black. It's like a black brown. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to smudge that out. Oh, I like that. That's a nice pencil. It's almost black, but it is brown. We did have a really nice holiday in Lanzarote. Lanzarote is beautiful. I don't know if any of you have been there. There's a lot of natural beauty about it. So we went at Timofile, which is the volcano, and went to Cesar Manrique's house, which is just incredible. I'll pop up a couple of snaps that you can see what I'm talking about. It's such an interesting place to visit. So by the end of the visit, I'd started to relax a bit and get into it, and we had a really nice New Year's. I don't normally like New Year's Eve. Like, I'm one of these people that like everybody gets, I don't know, for New Year, like we're going to start, I don't know, a new year with new goals and all the rest of it, and I never really feel like that. I always feel like, oh god, another year to get through. I don't know, that's a really depressing way to look at it, but I never feel like inspired in the new year. I'm better once it gets to like more March time. My birthday's in March, and once we get past that and the lighter nights and nicer weather, that's when I start to feel a little bit happier and more inspired and want to go out more. It's like, I think January is like such a miserable, depressing month in the UK weather-wise anyway, and you've never got any money, or I haven't because of Christmas and obviously the holiday as well. So yeah, I think I'm always happier once it's like moved on a bit to the next month. I've decided I don't like this outer corner and we're getting rid of it a little bit, diffusing it out. I think it looks a bit better just diffused out. So other than getting the new cat and getting him settled in, he's about a year old, he's gonna take a while. Like, we're having to play with him a lot at the moment. He has the zoomies around the house for like half an hour at a time. It's not very relaxing, do you know? But in between all of that, I've been just relaxing with books and listening to my vinyl and trying to add to my collection again. You guys, if you've been here before, know that I collect Barbara Streisand vinyl. So the one that you can see in my background there, that's a limited edition of her Release Me 2 album, which was like a visit to her vault where she released like tracks from the past. I've got the lavender coloured version of it that you can get on Amazon. I've got the version that you can get from Target. That was on grey vinyl. This one's on white vinyl. There was only 1,000 issued. I managed to pick that one up. So yeah, just doing the normal things I do really. Alright, so it's really smoky and blown out, but I kind of like it. So now we're going to go in NYX Glitter Primer, of course. Now the shimmers in this palette don't look particularly popping, if I'm honest with you, but melt shimmers aren't really, are they? Not most of them. I don't know what it is that attracts me to Melt so much. I think it is the whole aesthetic, the way they lay out the palettes, because the shimmers aren't like blinding, but they are true like normal shimmers. They're not like putty shimmers, so that's good, but they're not, I don't know, super dimensional or bright or anything, but they are rich and kind of glossy looking on the lids, so they are nice. But there isn't one that's that light in tone. I would have liked a bit lighter one to go on the lids, I think. So the shimmer I'm going to use is Vegas Past. This one here, it's like a gold, like an old gold almost. As I say, it's more of a satiny kind of shimmer. It's nothing like exciting, but it's quite a rich sort of pigmented shimmer, but not reflective at all. It's just rich. I'm going to put that all over the lid. Actually, I didn't do it justice because it is actually really pretty now it's on the lid. In the pan it didn't look that exciting, but it's quite nice. Quite like it. I'm just bringing that a little bit higher than my natural crease line there. Yeah, that's pretty. So normally in the new year I've kind of done the what did I buy last year and how did I do with my low buy or whatever, but I think that ship has kind of sailed because we're at the end of January. But suffice it to say, I did great until the Black Friday sales, and then I bought loads of things, but I kind of don't feel too bad about it because I've re-educated myself into like what I need to buy and don't need to buy. Like, there's been lots of new releases come out already this year, and although I'm looking at them and going they're beautiful, like say the Blend Bunny Law palette looks amazing, the new Nomad Love and Death palette, I'm looking at these things objectively and going, do I need them? Have I got shades like that already? How much is the shipping going to cost me? How long is it going to get here, and is it even going to be relevant by the time I get it to film with it? All of those things. So I decided not to get either of those, but I am going to get the Moonfall palette from Shroud because Shroud is my favourite eyeshadow formula and I just love £9 palettes, and although it's a lot of money and a lot of shipping for that, I'm prepared to pay it. So I think I learned a lot about myself last year in terms of like what I like, what I don't like. If I had to narrow it down, what things would I buy, and they should be the things that I'm spending my money on, like the things that I'm going to use or that fill a gap in my collection. So for this year, don't think I'm going to do a low buy or a no buy or anything like that. I'm just going to be sensible, not put a name to it and say it's a low buy, no buy, etc., but just be sensible what I'm buying. I'm going to use the Genesis highlighter in my inner corner and onto my lower lash line a little bit because it says it's okay to use on the eyes, and that's bringing a really pretty pinky peachy kind of glow to that inner corner. That's really nice. Yeah, I'm not sad I bought this highlight blush hybrid. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's the look so far. Nothing too revolutionary. It's just a neutral look with a bit of smokes to it, but I'm going to finish it off with liner and mascara and a lip, and I'll be back with you with the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. Really love how it's turned out. I like a smoky neutral look now and again. It's just classic, isn't it? Probably a little bit more smoky than what would be a classic look, but I like a bit of drama in my neutral looks, but I'm quite happy to use neutral kind of chocolatey tones. Doesn't bother me, and I think it's come out really, really pretty. Love that palette so far. Can't wait to dip into the warm tone side as well. As I say, I like warm tones and cool tones, so in my neutral kind of palette. So yeah, really happy I picked that up, and for a bargain price as well. I always have a hit list of things that I'm looking for, and then when I see them go down in price, that's when I jump on them. And the digital dust highlighter, this was just gorgeous. I'm so happy I picked that up. I think that's going to be a go-to for me. It's just got that glowiness to it, and it's kind of blush and highlight all in one, which, yeah, all about that. To finish off the look today, I've got an Illamasqua gel liner to make a wing, my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and then I've gone in with this lipstick from MAC. It's called Natural Born Leader. I got it in this set that my mum bought me for Christmas, so it's in a beautiful package. It's almost like a little vintage clutch bag, which I think I could use this on a cruise actually. It's so pretty. You can take the internals out and you could use it as a little handbag. But it had 5 lipsticks inside, all presented really nicely. I wanted it because it's got the shade Ruby Woo, which is their classic red, which I didn't own. But it went down in a sale for Black Friday, and Mum was asking me what things I wanted, and I said, could you pick me this up, because she didn't know what to get, and I just thought I would buy this for myself anyway. And it's always nice to have something that's not just eyeshadow palettes coming in as well. So yeah, I love all the tones in here. There's berries all the way through to like different tones of neutral and quite an orangey kind of neutral tone there. And then, as I say, Ruby Woo is in there as well. So yeah, it was nice to get into makeup again. As I say, I hadn't worn it for, well, since my holiday really. So probably not at all in January. So it's been fun to kind of get my makeup mojo back. Can't wait to film with something a bit more creative next time. I think my next video might be with the Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club. I've wanted that palette forever, and I've got a few ideas. There's something a bit more bright and colourful to do with that. So, and then also I want to film a Valentine inspired look as well, because I love red and pink together. So there'll be some videos coming soon, hopefully, for you. But thank you for being patient with me while I was grieving Benji and settling Puskas in. It's been a bit of a time, but yeah, hopefully back to normalish uploads, 1 or 2 a week from this point onwards. Thank you for watching this one anyway, guys, and if you're new to my channel and you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing before you go. But other than that, I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.